Why on earth is this movie in 3D? The Finest Hours. So The Finest Hours is the true story of what is said to be the greatest small boat rescue in US Coast Guard history. We have Chris Pine as Bernie Webber. Takes place here in Massachusetts, so it's Webber. And I really liked his character. I'm used to Chris Pine being like, oh, the badass, Captain Kirk guy. He's like suave, he's cool, he knows what to do. But this movie shows you that Chris Pine's a really good actor because in this movie, he's really insecure. He gets nervous, he doesn't know what to do all the time. That shows range in an actor, and that's really important. So props to him. And he has this romance going on with this girl named Miriam, and I really liked it in this movie. You really felt their connection, you cared for the characters, it was all good. And that's more or less how the movie starts out, and then it goes to the people on the ship that's gonna sink, and it goes to their story, and you're like, go back to Chris Pine and Miriam. That's what I care about. I didn't care for the people on the ship as much as I cared about Chris Pine and his romance. I mean, Casey Affleck plays the main captain on that ship, and he was functional enough. I just didn't care for his character at all. And you also have the guy who played Dwalin in the Hobbit trilogy on the ship, and it's cool to see him get more work, and I liked his character. But in the end, I was like, go back to Chris Pine. I like him. Now, as far as the story goes, there were some pretty boring scenes here. I was just, kind of sitting here like this. The movie was kind of predictable. I know it's a true story, but still. The thing about true story movies is that they want to account for everything that happened. They want to be true to what actually happened. But you can do that without making it boring, right? The visuals in this movie were good. They were also fake. I mean, I could tell a lot of the time that those boats on the water, it was all CG, man. And a lot of the times that you saw the actors on the boats, you can tell they're in front of a blue screen. It let me down, especially for a Disney movie. That being said, it was still really cool to see. I like seeing this giant boat. They did the scale of the boat really well. This giant boat just splits in half, and so everyone just knows that they're falling to their doom. It's like Titanic, but not as epic. And Chris Pine and his Coast Guard crew need to go out and rescue those sailors. That situation, when it got to it, was executed very well. You want Chris Pine and his crew to succeed in this because there's a huge storm out there. No one ever made it out, as it tends to get around this time of year in Massachusetts. It was done pretty well, but the build-up to it was really slow. And slow build-up brought the movie down for me. That's all I'm saying. But you care for Chris Pine and his crew as they're, sailing over these giant waves. I did really like seeing that, although it really looked fake. It was a blend. It was a blend of good acting and fake visuals. And all in all, that's really what this movie was. It had good acting, a good story, a good score, but it did have some boring scenes and really fake visuals. But in the end, this movie does get a positive rating from me, and I will say, wait until this movie's at a discount theater, then go see it. So The Finest Hours, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.